Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am Ryan Clifton Bowling. Well, Whoopi Goldberg is back on The View. I'm pretty sure most of you have already heard about that. And so just get yourself ready to be prepared for some more leftist lunacy, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to read a short article from you out of the Epoch Times. That is an interesting article in reference to her return. And then I'm going to give you my opinion on what this means and what it kind of influence this may have. So we're going to get right into this. The title of this article is Whoopi Goldberg Returns to The View After Suspension. Whoopi Goldberg returned to The View on Monday after a 2-week suspension for remarks about the Holocaust, expressing surprise at some people who had reached out to her during her absence. Goldberg had been criticized for comments on January 31st on the daytime talk show where she said the Holocaust was not about race, but rather about a man's inhumanity to others. She apologized, but ABC News president told her to sit it out 2 weeks. I want to thank everyone who reached out while I was away, Goldberg said at the opening of Monday's show. I'm telling you, people reached out from places that made me go, wait, really? Okay. I listened to what everybody was saying and I was grateful. You know, it's interesting to me how people was feeling sorry for her, but I'm going to talk about that when I get over it. She did not specify any of the people who reached out to her. Jewish leaders had criticized her initial statement, noting that Nazi leader Adolf Hitler had referred to Jews as an inferior race. Golberg apologized online the night she made the remark and on the next day's show. Yes, I am back, Goldberg said as she took the stage with her co-host on Monday. There is something kind of marvelous about being on a show like this because we are The View. And this is what we do, she said. Sometimes we don't do it as eloquently as we could, but it's 5 minutes. You mean eloquent? You mean as informed as you could? But it's 5 minutes to get in information about topics, and that's what we try to do every day. She said the host will continue to have tough conversations, and that's the conclusion of that article from the Epoch Times. I have a link to it in the description box below. But first and foremost, I wanted to say, if you think about this, about how she made the comments about the people that reached out to her in reference to her suspension. Now, I've heard that some of the people, this is what I heard, that some of the people were conservatives or some in the middle. And the reason why they reached out to her was because they disagreed with her being counseled for giving her opinion. Now, in that sense, I kind of understand because even though it was an uninformed opinion and an uninformed view on The View, okay, that the whole idea of counseling her simply because she gave her opinion is an attack against free speech. And so I can kind of understand people in the middle and on the right that may have made some comments about her defending her freedom of speech. But at the same time, I find it interesting that all these people are feeling sorry for her, are feeling bad for her. You know, I've read of articles and clips from celebrities feeling so sad and you know, basically crying out to, oh God, I mean, just really crying out and feeling sorry for her because she was suspended for 2 whole weeks. Get this now, 2 whole weeks. Her life is in the balance here. I mean, her life is in the balance. I mean, she might as well have committed suicide. You know what I mean? I mean, suicide, homicide. She might as well have jumped in the lake because she was suspended for 2 whole weeks for making a ludicrous, uninformed statement that she did, you know. Oh, my goodness. She should have been. And all this talk, I'm pretty sure you guys have all heard about her supposedly quitting. Why does that? There's been rumors about her quitting. I knew in my heart that woman wasn't going to quit. That was a bunch of nonsense, bunch of talk to keep everything, keep everybody, especially conservatives, keep conservatives like, yeah, okay, let's see what's going to happen. I didn't think that there's no way that someone that's that far left or say the things that she said, and I've heard her say some crazy things. There's no way that the radical left is going to get rid of this woman. She is a mouthpiece for them. They are not going to get rid of her. Okay, that's not going to happen. But as I mentioned in the previous video, I believe Roseanne Barr worked for ABC, and she made a tweet. I'm just reiterating what I said in the previous video. She made a tweet some time ago in reference to some woman and said that she kind of looked like a monkey, which she kind of looked like a monkey. Okay, and yeah, I said it. I can't take it back. Well, but I just said, what it is, what it is. She kind of did look like this, but the point is that Roseanne Barr made this comment, and people considered it to be derogatory and mean, so she didn't get suspended. Roseanne Barr got fired by simply tweeting something, okay? Whereas Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of these people on The View are giving their views to millions of people all over the country that watch that show, okay? But yet she gets suspended for 2 weeks. Clearly there's a bias. It's hard to believe that there's no bias there. Come on. And as I said before, there's no way they're going to get rid of her. And all they talk about, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. Man, that's a bunch of nonsense to keep everybody hoping that something more severe happened. Now, honestly, I don't hope anything. I don't wish no ill will on Whoopi Goldberg or any of these leftist people. I don't wish no ill will on any of them. I believe in free speech. You have a right to express your opinion, even if your opinion is goofy. You have a right to express your opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody get their information from different sources, and you have a right to express your opinion. But to be honest with you, when you far left and you're saying some horrible, radical, horrible things that I think that you should be reprimanded for, if something happens, I don't wish this on anybody, but you should suffer. You should suffer the same kind. If you're on the left, you should suffer the same kind of consequences that these organizations and corporations initiate against people on the right that say something that they consider to be derogatory. You should suffer the same consequences. I don't wish it on anybody, but they should suffer the same consequences. The left are protected. And that's why I believe that she came back and everybody like, woo, from the way the article was reading, it's like, oh, we just so happy you came back. Really, we just so happy. It's almost like they're implying like, oh, because the things that you said were so intelligent and so intellectual and so inspiring, Really? This is the first time that I keep wanting to say Oprah Winfrey. I don't know why. This isn't the first time that Whoopi Goldberg has said some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff on The View. This is the first time she has said something crazy. And yet you get this impression that I'm reading is that people are just happy to see that she's returned. I'm not happy. Now, let me be realistic with you. And I said this before. I don't watch The View. I don't have the time to watch The View because I work second shift. And I believe The View comes on in the afternoon or in the evening, something like that. So I don't watch The View. I don't have the time to watch The View. I don't want to watch The View. I've seen clips of The View on other YouTubers who I've subscribed to, and I couldn't stomach just the clips. So I don't want to watch it. What's the purpose of why? The only way I watch the clips and then I make my opinions on the clips. But I don't need to hear the whole, an hour? Why would I sit through an hour's worth of that nonsense? Why would I sit through an hour's worth of lies and manipulation? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. All I need to do is hear a little bit of what you're saying and know you right way off, and I still get it right. And I'm not saying that to sound arrogant, but I still get it right because you crazy. You saying crazy stuff that's way off. Anyone that has any little bit of information should be able to discern and distinguish right and wrong when hearing this nonsense being spewed on the TV. But I knew right away that it's not. And as the end of the article says something, here's what's interesting too. The end of the article says that they're going to still talk about tough situations and tough circumstances, or tough situations. Okay. So my question is this: are they going to? They may talk about tough situations, but are they going to tone down what they talk about? Are they going to make it less goofy, for lack of a better word? Are they going to be, maybe I should ask it this way. Are they going to be more informed? Huh? Are they going to be more informed than their leftists? They have a right to express their views. Excuse me. I'm all for freedom of speech. I'm all for that. Whether it's on the left, whether it's on the right, whether it's in the middle, I'm all for freedom of speech. But my question is, are they going to be more informed on the View now? Are they going to inform themselves more? Even though they're going to give leftist views, are they going to be more informed in their leftist views? Because many, many years ago, decades ago, in the 60s and even in the 50s, but particularly in the 60s and onward, the far left, even though they were far left, they, at least their argument was based on some factual data. They at least kind of knew what they were talking about to some degree, and they held their own. But nowadays, the left is it's just like they have just went crazy. They're supporting things that are totally irrational, totally illogical. It makes no sense at all. And you have this kind of stuff being on these kind of views on The View and other leftist shows that are just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, the type of stuff that they support and the stuff that they push. And that's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to even watch any of those shows, because they're going against logic, which makes you wonder, why would you go against logic? Why would you go against something that makes sense? At least present an argument that makes sense. That makes sense. Let me say this in the closing of this video. Joe Rogan, and I might do a full video on that. Joe Rogan made a statement on his podcast in reference to CNN and others coming against him and wanting to counsel him and get him off of Spotify. He says, why don't you guys just come up with a better argument? Why don't you come up with a better argument instead of doing all this other nonsense? Come up with a better argument. He says, and I'm paraphrasing, he says, then I'll watch you. Then I'll be like, yeah, okay, you guys need to watch CNN. Check them out. They gave some, because CNN used to be, from what I was told and what I read up on, CNN used to be a reputable news show. It used to be a reputable news show. But what I was told was that, what I found out was that Joe Rogan gets 10 to 11 viewers a day. I mean, 10 to 11 viewers, 10 million to 11 million viewers a day. And CNN gets like 500,000 a day. So let me say this in closing. The question is, why is CNN and these leftist shows, news shows, where the ratings is going way down, why are they still on TV? If it had been any other show like that, they would have been taken off TV. You mean to tell me CNN only gets 500,000 views a night, whereas someone like Joe Rogan, who's not even a reporter or a trained reporter or journalist or whatever, is getting 10 million to 11 million viewers? Are you kidding me? What's going on here? Why is shows like CNN still, why is TV news shows like CNN still on TV? And I'm going to give you my opinion. This is just an opinion. I can't prove it. I can't prove it with actual factual data, but based on what I've been studying and on certain people, this is what I believe. I believe, as with most of these liberal shows that should be taken off of TV because of low ratings, they're still on TV because they're being propped up and financed by outside sources. From what I understand, the more money, I guess, the better, the more favorable. But the less viewers, the less money, I guess, whatever the case may be. Correct me in the comment box if I'm wrong. So they should be taken off. But why is CNN still on? Why is all these? It's because I personally believe that they're being propped up and financed by outside sources, such as George Soros, who is a Hungarian Marxist who wants to overturn America and turn America into a socialist country. So he finances and gives huge sums of money to far left radical groups in the country in order to overturn America. Those were his words. He hates capitalism and he doesn't like America. So he's a billionaire. So I believe that these shows like CNN are being financed by outside sources to stay on TV. And that's why when you look at these shows, you be like, the ratings are so far down, I don't know what to say. The ratings are so far down, and yet they're still on TV. I believe they're being propped. Just like Whoopi Goldberg, I believe, is being propped. She's a mouthpiece for the far left. They can't. There's no way they're going to get rid of her. They'll suspend her to hush up some people a little bit, make them say, okay, we did something. But unless you ignorant of what they're doing, like firing people like Roseanne Barr for simply tweeting something, then you're going to be like, oh, well, they did do something. They did suspend her for 2 weeks. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No, I believe, in my opinion, that these groups and these individuals are being propped up, and these TV shows, leftist TV shows, are being propped up with huge sums of money from outside sources to make sure that the rhetoric that they're pushing, the far leftist rhetoric that they're pushing, stays before the people. But as I said before, more and more people are waking up. Why? Because they're pushing it so hard. The far left and radical left is pushing this agenda so hard that people are like, man, you stupid as a box of rocks. That don't sound right. You're crazy. Even people, I said this before, even people on the left are turning their back on the left. Why? Because you're pushing it too hard, bruh. Ease back. Ease back. Slow down. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Of losing power? Of losing your authority? Of losing your influence? If you do, too bad. Because in my opinion, the leftist worldview is a destructive worldview because they push worldviews that are detrimental to this country, in my opinion. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. I mean, what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video, and subscribe. God bless you all, and see you again.